I think the big thing for me with Monster is the cans are too damn small. Like, I'm not drinking Monster to, like, get a quick boost. I don't drink energy drinks to get, like, a quick boost of energy. I drink them because I don't want to, like, cram a Monster and then smash the can on my forehead and then jump off a cliff. Like, it's not really what I'm trying to do. It's more of just a little bit of, drip over time. So a larger can energy drink with less concentration is more in. And if I was trying to get like, how are they too small? The Monster energy drink? I mean the not Monster, but the Red Bull energy drinks that are in the smaller cans. Sorry. Though in college, I think it was a different thing. I drank a whole bunch of energy drink shit in college, like constantly. So I really didn't give a damn. Okay, so this thing's gonna be all angry about things, but I think we've fixed some of those problems. So I'll try it again. Yeah, it's pretty much just a basic focusing agent for caffeine that I use now. Drink around a tea. More caffeine than coffee. Yeah, like, but that's the thing is like I can't even drink coffee. Like I tried drinking coffee like a month and a half ago, and I just thought I was gonna die of a heart attack after two cups. Because I didn't even I hadn't drank coffee in forever. And I was like, oh, I'll just make a cup of this because I'm out of monsters and I've got this coffee sitting in the fucking, cupboard from 2 million years ago. Why not? It's available. So do that. And then, like, I'm sitting here after working for a while, like, Jesus Christ, I am not conditioned to caffeine at all. I think that was one thing in my high school. Um, there were basically on like the second floor of this four-story school. There was a group of people who'd always play magic cards. There's always that group of people, right? Or at least there was there. And those people were always like eating caffeine pills and shit like that. I don't know. It was a basically a contest to see who could take more caffeine, and those people got totally fucked up on caffeine like every day. Good way to kill yourself. All right, let's see. Get out of my way, packaging project. I'm trying to read the fucking files. It's like error, and then this fucking packaging is in the way. Dashkin entity object. So Dashkin movement state.h needs to include wherever Dashkin entity object is. And then we've got a whole bunch of angry crap here. Dashkin entity object base class undefined. Okay, so we have Dashkin entity, and this is inside of the Dashkin movement state.h. So we have Dashkin entity.h included in here. But it's saying Dashkin entity object base class is undefined. So do we need to include object.h? Like, is that what's going on here? Because we have Dashkin entity.h included. Maybe we need to include object.h instead of Dashkin entity.h. Because I think their nativization is assuming you're not using the precompiled header stuff. Okay, their CPP is getting all pissed off because U-Dashkin movement state can't be found, which is because of that screw up. Okay, CPP, blah blah, all broken. Alright, let's see if it'll compile now. Yeah, pretty much what I did through college and like the first couple of years of working in the industry is I would just basically chain Mountain Dews forever because that's what I did. It was a really bad, damned idea. I would not recommend that. But I stopped doing that. How did you not gain weight? uh, I didn't not gain weight. How about that? That might have been part of my stopping of that. Also, that shit screws with your teeth. In college, it's pretty easy, but once you actually get a desk job, it's different. Because in college, we're doing stuff like playing basketball all the time. It didn't matter. Hell, we played a basketball game. It's probably the most hilarious looking basketball game to watch during college, where we were at the Nintendo court in Bellevue, Washington, at the Nintendo headquarters playing basketball during college, and the one guy was smoking a cigarette while playing, and I was drinking a Mountain Dew while playing. Like, we're playing one-handed, kind of like 3v3 basketball, just fucking around. And the guy is just smoking, and I'm playing, and this is like the dumbest game of basketball of all time. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, oh yeah, I need a minute here to catch my breath. Just like, what are you doing? It was fun hanging out with those guys, though. And thank God I never started smoking. Jesus. Alright, so this thing is getting pissed off. Inside of movement state.h, u-can entity object base class undefined. Alright. Dashkin entity object. Okay, oh, where is Dashkin entity object? This is not where Dashkin entity object is. This is... Dashkin entity object is an entity utils.h. Okay. So movement state needs to include Dashkin entity utils.h. Not the other one. That makes sense. Well, that was the funny, and when I was working at EA, basically the vice president guy would show up at my desk with a case of Mountain Dew, and it'd be, it's like, how many of these do I need to get for you to deliver this feature? And I'd be like, well, keep them coming. It was a fun studio. There's some good stories there. We had one guy on the platform team. He was like, this guy now, you would not recognize him because he's completely different. But he was just a total fucking slob when he was there as an engineer, working on like operation stuff. He started as a QA engineer and he went on to other grander things. And he just had like bags of chip wrappers and, you know, empty cans of energy drinks like all over his desk. And at one point, the vice president comes over to his desk and just like slides all this shit off of his desk onto the floor, and he's just like, "Clean this up, man. Like, this is embarrassing." That was great. I mean, that was also the studio I played Duke Nukem Forever at during lunch when it came out, which has, you know, that scavenger hunt scene in the strip club with naked chicks everywhere, and it's just really funny that at some jobs you can do shit like that where it didn't matter, you know, because the artists, you know, the artists are just looking at basically porn because that's what artists do all the time. Like maybe it's probably not a it's not like a well kept secret or something, but artists are just like constantly looking at naked dudes and naked chicks because they need to because of stylistic things, right? So they basically constantly have that shit on their screen. So me next to them playing a game with like naked chicks in it really didn't matter in a studio. Which was also funny because, you know, people would come up and watch during lunch and like, oh, you're playing that game. Let me see. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, you got to find the popcorn and put it in the microwave. Oh, man, this is tough. So you got, you know, like your boss behind you while you're playing this game with, you know, strip club scene. It's just like, oh, man, those shadows look really bad. And of course, we also played Dead or Alive. Let me see. I think it was Dead or Alive 4. Yeah. When Dead or Alive 4 came out, we played that all the time. Me and one other guy would just basically play it for a couple hours after work every day for I think a month or so. It was a lot of fun playing that game. And that game is notorious for having lots of naked chicks and scantily clad women all over it. And I think the most hilarious thing is we had a lady boss, and she would always come over and watch because she loved the costumes. She's like, no, I don't want to play. It looks really cool. They have really cool costumes. So it's always interesting to see how people react to all sorts of other shenaniganry in the office. But those same people that were totally fine with all that, like a new studio came in and like there was acquisitions and mergers and stuff, and later we had a different kind of crew of managers, and those same people that were always fine and cool with all this other stuff, they started playing like Cards Against Humanity after work on Friday, and that they told me later, you know, and they're like, "Oh man, that was the most uncomfortable thing ever." It was just really funny where people be totally okay with it with certain other people and just not okay with it when Cards Against Humanity came out. I guess because it wasn't a video game, right? It was an actual card game. Since in the game industry we're so desensitized against it. All right, so we've actually compiled a shipping build with some nativized assets. So let's see if it just blows the hell up on load or whatever, right? Let's host a level and see if our nativized assets work. Alright, so let's create... See, we don't have the single player right there. That's exactly what we want. We also got update missions in a couple days. No games, but there's plenty of them running. So let's create a new game. Oh man, it looks like it works. Man, that's probably why the up and down was all sorts of screwed up for everybody all the time. I think it's gonna work now. Donald has scored on themselves. What? Why? Why have you done this? And David did it. Good job, David. Oh, you son of a bitch, Leroy. Or Owen, or whatever the fuck your name is. I was setting up to score that, and you screwed it up, buddy. We're on the same team. Oh, get out of here, you jerks. Oh, get out of here. Alright, well, it looks like our nativized assets are working properly, which is excellent. One goal. Alright, so I want to see it's going to go to Midnight Ridge. You will do what I want you to. Yeah, I wasn't seeing any performance problems at all with that many bots either, which is good. That's what we're looking for, is a performance improvement with the number of bots and the creation of actors, and especially that look up and down working. And the bots are all gone. And it was Midnight Ridge. Excellent. So let's add like a whole bunch of bots. Oh yeah, this is working a lot better than it was. Look at that. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Get wrecked. Ah, you bastard. How dare you deflect that? This is like playing soccer in elementary school. Nobody plays their positions. Everybody's just mowing down on the ball. And then there's that one dude who's just slide tackling everyone because he's a douchebag. Oh man, I want double jumps. I want double jumps to be able to spike that thing down. Jesus Christ. We both hit the ball in like the same frame. I punch him in the face, and then the ball just kind of meanders away very slowly. Looking good. So I'm just gonna wait again. It should pick Midnight Ridge. Look at all these guys. They're just dancing. The shoo. Ah, they're deflecting it. All right. All right, so that is excellent. What I'd like to do now is I'd like to try to turn on more nativization stuff. So why don't we just go through a few things to start with here? Like, we're having trouble nativizing a few things. Maybe it was because of some other problems. So if we go to our effects, like if we auto material swap is a scene component, it requires what? The auto play as effects. So if we go to class settings and nativize U, and then we go to autoplay as effects, and we nativize U as well. Let's see if we can get those guys nativized. And we'll see if maybe there was some other stuff that was coming in here. That's really funny. Every single person was every single actor was searching through every single actor, every frame, in order to find the player proxy object, the first one, in order to figure out if they should look up or down. So dumb. So if I can turn on this other nativization thing, I'm going to try everything nativized. Because it would be nice to switch over to that. I don't know, though, if we're going to have more problems with crashes or other shit like that. Because one of the things that we haven't had any issues with is we haven't had any real crash issues with this game so far. Like, we haven't been reporting people crashing on the server or crashing on the client that we haven't been able to fix immediately. And even then, the only real crash bugs that we had were some telemetry crash bugs and a few off of the first update. So it's been surprisingly stable for this game. So let's see, this auto material swap cannot find autoplay SFX C. Okay, so these guys are just not going to work. Why don't I take a look at this closer? Let's actually go open up this guy and see. So we're looking at auto play SFX, and we're looking at auto material swap.h. So this guy is having problems because this U property here with auto, I mean, there it is. It's a U scene component and it's a U class. And this guy is pissed off because he can't find it? I mean, this guy needs to be including this header, I believe. Is what needs to be happening. Like, no, the header tool is supposed to parse this shit and find this guy. So this is line 22. Okay, so it's this right here. It's this autoplay SFX C. Oh, okay, so T-maps of these guys don't work. So that's what's going on. Okay, let me Google that. So, nativization, T-map, error. And then I got my phone here.
Something went wrong.
Trying to do things. Alright, so Unreal, nativization. What is the error? Cannot, oh yeah, unrecognized type, T-map. Blueprint fails, member, blah blah blah, with type object key or value. If you take a look at the error that is provided in original post, you see that states error unrecognized my actor type must be, meaning that the map that is being used has to have a class structure enum reference for the stuff provided above. It sounds like you're using an actor reference here. Could you try changing this reference to my blueprint actor and let me know if it still fails? Thanks, it works, but in real world, I tried my actor BP2 class, it worked, but in real world cases I need to use a reference as a key or value. Okay, so it has to do with auto material swap map has a sound map which is to autoplay SFX. So like autoplay SFX is a thing here, so what? Like okay, so what does he say? Map is still being used. Can you try changing this reference to something else? Is a known issue. I provided a link to the public tracker. Feels free to. Alright, so this is affecting 4.15 and above. The target fix is in 4.19. Okay, so basically what's going on here is we cannot have this sound map of, we can't have a T map that references blueprint objects specifically. So what we want is we're going to have to cast it to something. So we need like a T map of actors, or I guess scene components is what we should actually make it. Let's make it a scene component reference. Compile this up, and we should get some errors. Yeah, so and we'll just do some casts out of it, and that'll be fine. Alright, so we're gonna cast to BP, I guess a player, no, it's, what is it? Autoplay SFX. So not the most elegant solution ever, but a workaround, and at least it's a known issue, right? So we're not doing something incredibly stupid with nativization. Okay, so we're gonna grab the auto, and this is auto material swap with autoplay SFX. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and then do this package, make sure it works. And I'll move on to nativizing everything. Because I want extra performance, damn you. Oh my god, my phone. Oh man, I have a notice for things, stuff. Oh, you're trying out the controller mouse. Did you just boot up like update 6? What is this? This is complaining because, what is this? Player footsteps. The type target is undetermined. Connect something to add to imply specificity. So FX player footstep. All right, let's go take a look at that. So these guys are getting pissed off because we haven't gotten a map. Alright, cannot convert. Oh my god, I gotta go through and fix all of these effects up? This sucks. Oh man. Alright, so I have to go through and fix all this trash. Alright, you're playing whatever's... Yeah, the mouse controls, I tried to make it decent. Like, it's got exponential movement speed on it. The left stick controls the mouse. The right stick controls the mouse wheel. So you can actually, like, scroll up and down things with a right stick. And then, like, A will click it. There's no right click, but we don't use right click for anything anyway. Alright, so I need... This is such trash. This add node is just the worst. Alright, so I'm just going to try to line these all up physically so I can kind of go through one at a time. Soil 1. Sticky ball is AIDS. Oh man. I guess Scott doesn't like sticky ball. Yeah, the sticky ball thing is it's kind of funny. Some people like it, some people absolutely do not like it. I find it interesting because you can kind of slot stuff in. I know Jeff really likes it, but Adam like absolutely hates it. Like, he's like, "This is bullshit. This is stupid. I hate it. Get rid of this crap." But it is a joke game mode. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad because what happens is you'll be trying to score and like the ball will just like come out of the goal and come back to you and you're just like, get the fucking goal, you bastard. So it's yeah, it is kind of cancer. Okay, so I need to go through every single so footstep and then footstep other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grass, rock, dirt, water, default, use 1, soil 1. Yeah, it returns to you right before you score. Especially the worst map for that is definitely the grasslands map. You gotta jump up and like punch the ball in as it's coming up to you. It's really dumb. All right, so output logs. We need Balvi World. Hooray, I've got to change every one of these. So we got one, two, three. Well, let me just compile it and see how many errors. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17. 2, 3, 4, 6. I can't copy paste these things, which sucks. If only this was code and I could copy paste the code. And I have to be careful I don't screw these up. So I'll do them from the bottom. Come on, select it, you bastard. This is MOS 2, MOS 1. Heavy sticky ball, yeah. The sticky ball playlist is going away this update. I'm replacing it with the bot challenge update. So soil, wood 2, wood 1. This will be fungus 2, fungus 1, leaves 2, leaves 1, ball, alright, this next one is player. Is it? Or should it be water? Should be water, isn't it? Yeah, I was like, that should be water. This one should be that. I think this one is supposed to be, like, it's ball, leaves 1. I think leaves 1 is supposed to be grass. Fungus is grass. Grass. Wood is rock. Wood 2 is rock. Soil is dirt. Dirt. Grass. Grass. Okay. That looks correct then. Yeah, the last update, what? That was all the stats and everything else, the stats and leaderboards, which you can check out all the stats as to how much people have actually played, and it's pretty staggering the amount of points people have ground up. How many goals, how many matches have happened in the last like 3 weeks. It's like, Jesus Christ. Ball v World. Alright, get balled. Alright, Ball v World. Player ground pound impact is the next one. Alright, so we got default, dirt, and grass. I like how this is hooked up to everything. Like, play effects, stomp dirt is hooked up to literally everything here, so there is no override for stomp. The stomp always plays the same sound. So there's literally no point to these three things. It should just be default. Like we have play SFX grass. And we have play SFX dirt, and they're both the same. Well, alright. Alright, so ground pound impact. Alright, so now we have player footstep. Player footstep, compile you, save you, you're okay. Player footstep other. That's working. Ball v World. Ground pound impact, player slide. Hooray, tedium. This is sometimes what game development is. Just a bunch of tedious crap. Well, I guess that's pretty much in everything sometimes. But I think that's a lot of things that people, especially designers, when they get into, it's like, here you go, here's, you know, a million lines, 1.5 million lines of XML. This is now your problem. So you need to go make a quest system. No, you can't do any of those things that you feel creative about and feel strongly about. That's just not going to happen. So what we need you to do is do exactly what the lead designer says, and if you ever talk back, he's just going to complain about you, so just don't try it. and the engineers will never implement what you want, so just work with what you have. Congratulations, welcome to game development. Beer's in the fridge. Leaves, I got soil. Water. Dirt. Rocks and grass. Oh yeah, also Scott, I did actually get a piece of UI working properly with Slate. I got the cinematic stuff. Oh, it's under cutscenes. I've got my widget blueprint. It's got an actual thing that scales properly to the screen, and it's got a movie that can play inside of it. And that whole cutscene thing that I have playing for that uses it. It's crazy, I know. Alright, so stun, impact, ground needs to be next. Excuse me. What is this? Play SFX rock and play SFX. Alright, let me just take a look at this. It's the same shit. Yeah, they're. Ah, man. I'm gonna have to add a test to Adam. Go through your effects and make sure your sounds are hooked up. Because I don't think he's hooked up his sounds. But basically the thing with the scale box there is as soon as you add a scale box, all the stuff under it uses the scale box inheritance stuff and none of its own. So you have to just work with that system the way it wants to work. And you ain't getting anything else out of it other than how it wants itself to run. Stun state. What was this? Yeah. Stun, impact, ground, unsafe call. Alright, stun state, compile, successful, but with warnings, player land. Yeah, I kind of had to, and it's a full screen widget at scales according to the right things. And how to do that basically was this scale box needed to be scaled to fit both directions, and the anchors had to be set to the full screen, and that sort of crap. Otherwise, nothing works. And if you have the wrong checkbox, nothing works. And that sort of shit. It just. So basically, if you don't. The problem is if you don't have absolutely every single piece together properly working, you get really fucked up dimensions. And the tutorials are awful. And even following the like full screen widget thing, I still had problems just getting it. Like, here's how you do full screen cinematic widget. And I was still just like, the guy did magical crap in his drop down without explaining it, and it was like, okay, I see how this is. This sucks. Alright, so player slide other. Did we already fix you? Nope. Did we fix player slide? Yes, we have already fixed player slide. So player slide and player slide other should be the same. Can I copy paste from it? Nope, can't do it. Mainly because there's a difference. What is the difference? I don't really care what the difference is. But it might be possible to actually redo some of our stuff using UMG and do the in-game stuff with it. But I'm going to do that afterwards, and it's going to be either we're going to use Coherent Hummingbird or we're going to use the UMG stuff for that. And if I can just get the in-game assets using the UMG stuff with a bit more practice on it, because it did look like I was just doing everything fucking wrong. Then, and I've also got the Maelstrom guys who did all their UI in UMG as people I can go talk to now, so I might be able to save myself $5,000 and or more and do it that way. It's always a good day when you can save $5,000. Why is grass on here twice? This seems like a bad plan. Why is grass here twice? Get out of here, grass. Nobody likes you. Is that in the other player slide? Do we have grass in here twice?